On Sunrise, as we continue this morning, we're coming to you live from St. George's Hotel in Arena. And of course, we are here for this conference that's happening this morning, Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs together with Small Business Development. It is all about the local economic development conference that has been taking place since yesterday. Now, joining us now for a conversation is the DDG in the Department of Small Business and Development. That's Mr. Lindokuhle Mkhomane. Good morning to you, sir, and thank you for joining us.
Morning.
Okay, so let's just talk about the role of the Department of Small Business Development in the contribution to the advancement of the National Development Plan Vision 2030.
Morning. As you might be aware, the Department of Small Business Development was established after the 2014 general elections. It's the realization of the role of small businesses as well as cooperatives in the development of the economy. In other countries, you realize that SMMEs, they contribute more in terms of job creation than big businesses, as well as in terms of contributing to the GDP as a whole. So the South African government realized that we need to promote small businesses, develop focus programs, and come up with instruments that will ensure that our small businesses are sustainable. Because if you read literature, you will realize that there is a challenge in terms of sustainability of our small businesses in the country. So this department was established to ensure that these businesses are sustainable and competitive, and they contribute in terms of job creation.
Now, well, with small businesses, obviously some don't make it beyond the mark of 5 years.
Yes.
But in this context, together with the cooperative governance, we're also talking local communities and really, like in most cases, traditional and rural communities. When it comes to their contribution to economic development, how can they benefit from the work of the department?
There are quite a number of initiatives that we've started. One, we realize that red tape is a challenge for businesses. You know that they have to register, they have to do a lot of things, and they spend a lot of money before they can even start operating. So it's quite a challenge for people who want to start a business. So we want to cut the red tape. What we are doing, there is a program that we've introduced, which we are doing with municipalities, where we ask them to identify those things that are causing a lot of challenges for small businesses. Issues around the time it takes for one to just get a business license. So we want to cut the time. The issues around late payment of small businesses. We sit down with them, we workshop, we look at their processes so that they can cut time. Because a small business, some of them, they cannot survive if they don't have cash flow. So if you don't pay them on time, it becomes a challenge for some of them. They have to close down some of them. So we are looking at the issues around red tape, because the conducive environment can only be created by government. You know, as you always hear, it is not the role of government to create jobs. Government has to create a conducive environment for businesses to create jobs. So the creation of the conducive environment is quite critical. There are also quite a number of programs that we have. Others are non-financial support, because in some cases you cannot just throw money at a business and say, go and run your business. So we assist them in terms of financial management skills, technical skills, quality issues, all those things, certification. We take some of them to international markets, because some of them, they've already exhausted the local market and they can only grow once they go outside. So we assist them with those things. And then we also assist them by buying them equipment, assist them with technology. So those are some of the things that we have within the department, as well as our agencies, which is CIDA and CIFA, because we go together in ensuring that our businesses are sustainable.
In terms of the department at this conference and driving the growth of local economic development, what is the role of the department, and what message are you bringing to this conference specifically?
What we've realized, because we just took a sample of a couple of LED strategies. You look at them, you go through them, trying to identify things that you can do together with municipalities. But you find that some of the strategies are developed by consultants. And consultants, in some cases, they just copy and paste work from other areas. So we look at the LED strategies and look at the opportunities that are in the local municipality. Because you need to merge. You cannot, for example, talk about, yesterday there was a discussion about Ugu. You know, that there are certain sectors that you can promote in Ugu. For example, you can't go and say you want to do mining in Ugu. It's agriculture and all those. So we look at the competitive sectors in those particular areas, and then we look at the enterprise that can be sustainable in those areas. So each and every municipality, we assist them to make sure that they understand their competitive advantage, so that when people come and ask for advice in terms of the business that they want to establish, they can go to the sectors that they are sure are going to be competitive in that particular locality.
Now, the biggest challenge we're faced with is unemployment as a country, especially youth unemployment. Yes. So they have the energy, the innovation, but not necessarily at most time not the skills and the experience to get into business. So how do you breach that you make sure that young people are participating in local economic development and they access some of these opportunities that a small business has got to offer?
As a start, for each and every program that we have in the department, we've said 30% of the support must go to youth-owned enterprises. So we are mainstreaming each and every program. So if, let's say, you have 100 million for a particular program, we are saying 300 million must go to youth-owned enterprises. We've also partnered with they are called now TVETs.
TVET colleges.
Yeah, TVET colleges, through a program called Centers for Entrepreneurship, where we are saying these TVET colleges, they are not just there to train people and then they go out, but they must play a role in developing the community. Now, what happens there is that if someone has a business idea, they go to a TVET college, they assist them with fine-tuning that idea. After that, they assist them to establish a business. So those people who are being trained in these TVET colleges, they go out and start businesses rather than go and look for employment. So that's one of the critical interventions that we've introduced in ensuring that young people are able to start and run sustainable businesses.
All right. Thanks very much.